Good morning. And welcome. Thank you all for joining us here today for this important announcement. We are here to celebrate groundbreaking support that will further strengthen our nation's historically Black colleges and universities. To start us off, it is my great honor to introduce the president of Lincoln University, a leader who has championed academic excellence and innovation, not only for our nation's HBCUs, but most importantly for our students. Please join me in welcoming President Allen to the podium.
Good morning. Good morning. Look at that, standing room only. That's how we do it, right? Well, first of all, I wanted to say it gives me great pleasure to be here with so many people who support not just HBCUs and Lincoln University, but the Thurgood Marshall College Fund. We are so honored to be able to make this announcement here on this historic campus. As you all know, Lincoln University has a special place in history, being the first, any Cheney people in here? Degree-granting historically Black college in the nation. As you know, Lincoln University was founded in 1854, full decade before the emancipation of the race. Lincoln was founded precisely to offer undergraduate degrees to men of African descent. For more than 170 years, we have been doing that through a very rigorous liberal arts education. And as many of you know, many of our graduates have gone on to literally change the courses of societies. We actually are sitting in a renovated room of the first library on this campus. Thurgood Marshall College Fund is named after Thurgood Marshall, Chief Justice Marshall, first African-American Supreme Court Justice. Many people recognize that he did his law school at Howard, and he did his undergraduate here at Lincoln University. As an undergraduate, he participated his whole time here in debate. And this was the reading room, and him and his debate teammates would meet in this room regularly to prepare for their competitions. Lincoln University was one of the first historically Black colleges to be able to debate a predominantly white institution. He was a very strong debater. He was on the team as a freshman and continued to lead that team for his time here. So we are very proud of him as an alum, as well as many others who have gone on to make significant impacts on the world and their communities. Currently, we are just so very proud that the first female mayor of Philadelphia is a Lincoln University graduate. So we not only were creating leaders in the beginning, but we continue to do that today. And so, need to take just a few minutes to brag on ourselves, because we're very proud of where we are. But we're also very proud to be a part of a historically Black college family. Today, though, we're celebrating not just Lincoln, but historically Black colleges and universities all over the country as we embark upon a collaboration that will allow all of our institutions to be more innovative. This is made possible by the Thurgood Marshall College Fund. Thurgood Marshall, whose membership strengthens our collective voices and capacity. During my tenure here at Lincoln University as 14th president, the Thurgood Marshall College Fund has been steadfast partners in advocacy, collaboration, and in a general sounding board. I would have to say that, I don't know if we've ever said publicly, but we would have never made it through COVID without Thurgood Marshall. I mean, the updates that we got, the advocacy that they showed for us in the time when we were not knowing what was going to happen would not have been possible without all the time you all spent on the Hill. And so we really appreciate you. And we will never say thank you. And we hope you have the opportunity to say that. So the opportunity we're announcing today is a testament to Thurgood Marshall College Fund's commitment to public historically Black colleges and their students. It is now my honor to introduce someone who has been tireless, a tireless advocate for historically Black colleges and a visionary for the future of higher education and business. So please help me in welcoming President and CEO Harry Williams.
Thank you, Dr. Allen. And Dr. Allen, I don't think you mentioned that you're a proud graduate of Lincoln University, too. So let's make sure we get the record straight on that. We are more than excited to be here at this historic institution. We are literally on sacred grounds. Whoa! I mean, I got chills thinking about that. Justice Marshall in this room. In this room. Kwame Nkrumah, first president of Ghana, in this room. Don't forget Cab Calloway. I'm sure he was dancing outside of this room. Horace Mann Bond, in this room, leading this great institution. We are honored and humbled to be here, and thank you for allowing us, the Thurgood Marshall College Fund, to come here to make this historic announcement. And it is historic, and it is significant because it's going to have a lasting impact on all HBCUs. We represent the public historically black colleges and universities, but we work with all HBCUs at the Thurgood Marshall College Fund. And so when we work together, we work in unison. I reached out to my colleague at UNCF, Dr. Michael Lomax, who's a very good friend, and I gave him the heads up. I told him, no, don't let it out, that we're going to make a big announcement, but I didn't want him to get it on the street. And we know how the street committee sometimes, they'll leak stuff out. And so I wanted him to hear it from me first, and I shared that news with him, and he was excited for us here at the Thurgood Marshall College Fund. And I wanted to, again, acknowledge, I want to pause for a minute because something else happened on this day 32 years ago. Thurgood Marshall passed away. So if we can take a moment to reflect on that, I would appreciate it. Thank you. Yes, I would like to publicly say thank you to the Lilly Endowment Incorporated for this historic gift. And we have two representatives here today from the Lilly Endowment. Mr. Ted Maple, would you please stand and be recognized? He's the Vice President of Education for the Lilly Endowment. And Mr. Johnny Pryor, who is the Chief Program Officer for the Lilly Endowment. And these two gentlemen have played a critical role in guiding us through the process when we made our proposal to them with HBCUs in mind. And today I'm proud to announce that the Thurgood Marshall College Fund will receive from the Lilly Endowment Incorporated $25 million to support HBCU capacity. Those dollars will be used to help our institutions to improve their processes and their procedures. That's going to make it a smoother process for our students when they move through this educational experience at our HBCU. Sometimes our campuses, we just don't have enough people to help move our students forward. And if you had a little more resources, it could make a major difference in the lives of these young people who attend our great institutions. So when we made our proposal to the Lilly Endowment, the proposal was designed specifically how we would build capacity to support our institutions and support our students. Because at the end of the day, it's about student success and about students matriculating and moving forward and doing great things like Justice Marshall. But sometimes when you're going through the process and you have all challenges, we want to remove barriers. And sometimes a little extra money can help remove those barriers. We will be announcing later the actual process that students, our institutions will be able to compete for these funds, but it will be a public process that we will invite a group of our institutions, 32 of our institutions, to be able to compete to receive grants from anywhere from $2 to close to $2.5 million that could help improve the quality of your services. So we are more than delighted at this time to be able to receive this and to be able to provide these resources to our campuses in a way that we know will be transformational, and we also know that it will be an incredible experience for the students, because there's nothing like being on an HBCU campus. That's nothing like it in the world when you walk on these sacred grounds. And at the fund, we are very fortunate and blessed to be able to represent 55 public historically black colleges and universities in this country. More than 300,000 students that we get up every single day advocating for our HBCUs. It is a full-time job for us. Every single day we're talking about historically black colleges and universities, because as our leader just referenced, for over 170 years, these universities have made the difference in transforming and creating the black middle class as we know it today. Without HBCUs, there would be no black middle class here in our country. Let's be clear on that. And so part of our work at the Thurgood Marshall College Fund is making sure that we are advocating and trying to get resources for sustainability for these institutions, because we know their value, we know their role, and we know what they're doing, not only for the students, but for this great country that we live in. We know that these institutions have played a critical role on not only helping our students move forward, but helping the United States of America move forward. So these dollars will use that, and it will impact that. So I'm excited about this, and at this time, what I would like to do, you're in for a treat today. We have our vice chair of the board, Mr. Ted Corbett, who's here, and he will get the distinct honor to introduce the founder of the Thurgood Marshall College Fund, someone who actually sat down and met with Justice Marshall more than 40 years ago to ask him if he would lend his name. And that will be a treat for you. That's a treat for me every day to be able to talk to our founder. But this time I would like to invite to the podium for a few remarks is the vice chair of the board of directors for the Thurgood Marshall College Fund, Mr. Ted Corbett. Ted?
Thank you, Harry, and good morning, everyone. Good morning. How's everyone doing? Staying warm? Yes, yes, yes. First, Madam President, thank you again for hosting us on this historic campus. Both past, today, and future will continue to develop great leaders for this country and beyond. So thank you so much for having us. Exciting to be here. And Harry, I agree with you. I feel the energy in the room. It's amazing. Also, to the Lilly Foundation team, thank you for joining us, and thank you for your historic gift. As a member of this board, I assure you that every single dime that comes through this organization will be used in support of our mission, and you will see those results over and over again for a very, very long time. That said, on behalf of the TMCF Board of Directors, of which I represent today, a group of amazing individuals that come together in support of our students and the mission of TMCF, I want to thank you all for being here today and make sure that you know how important it is to celebrate this historic and very, very important day. Our TMCF team is committed to building the capacity that our schools need to thrive going forward. And that is what this is all about. This $25 million grant will fund Project HBCU capacity building throughout investments in our schools. It'll help with infrastructure and accelerate innovation opportunities across all the schools, and help the schools on underfunded initiatives that help make the schools better. We all know that great infrastructure creates the conditions for our students to be able to come to school, to do great research, to learn, and to do it in a way that's efficient and gets them out in the market being productive and building more capacity for our country, and we need it right now, as you all know. So I've been lucky enough and Harry and I were just noting this, for a decade to be on this board. And so I've seen firsthand, both through collaborating with members of the organization and the board, with other peers in industry, the way that we make use of these types of investments. And so I assure you that the TMCF organization has a history of making a dollar turn into more than that when it comes to our students, and we will continue to do that, and you will see the results. Lastly, I'll say that this grant is more than just funding. It is a lifeline for our schools. These schools will compete for a part of this opportunity to make them better, to create capacity for students around the country in our schools. And so it's exciting to see what will happen along the way. Our schools need to be strong. They serve an important role in this country. They create capacity in a way that makes all the sense in the world. And as I said before, we need it today for more than one reason. And so with that, I'm going to stop talking because the most important person in our world is the founder, Dr. Payne. And I'm going to pass the mic over to Dr. Payne. So over to you, Dr. Payne. Thank you so much.
You know, it's always daunting when people talk about the founder is here. Oh, and you know, Dr. Williams always makes it a point of introducing me in a way that I'm going to change the world in front of him. And, you know, I've always felt tall enough to do that, but I'm not going to do it this morning. But thank you so much, Ted, for the introduction. I'm always delighted to be on this campus. I was here about 10, 15 years ago. It doesn't look the same, but certainly I see the historic buildings. I can feel the presence of Justice Marshall, reading all of his background information, the debate clubs that he participated in, the advocacy that he started, his political vision, his vision of a new world took place on this campus. Dr. Williams talked about all of the luminaries that have graduated from this institution. He left out one of my favorite people, Langston Hughes. And of course, you can't get around the beauty and the culture of a Langston Hughes, no matter what poet you embrace. Langston Hughes set the standard. Hello, Dr. Quinn. Didn't see you earlier. But I'm delighted to be here today to talk about not only Thurgood Marshall College Fund, but the Center for Social Justice. That's going to be our research arm for the Thurgood Marshall College Fund. What has been missing in the HBCU community is the ability to not only talk about what we do best, but to also lay the foundation for what we will do in the future. To also tell the story about these American universities that are making a difference not only in the middle class, but making a difference in terms of the world. And so we need that research arm, we need that arm to bring us together, to bring the scholars, the luminaries, the influencers together to talk about the trends and the developments on our campuses. We do more than simply produce students, we produce leaders. We also produce individuals who are committed to making a difference in the communities. And so that makes a difference in our world and in your world. Collaboration is the cornerstone of progress. Each and every day at the Thurgood Marshall College Fund, we talk about what can we do better? How can we make a difference, not only in the universities, but in the lives of the students we serve? And so we have to have that research arm. We have to be able to bring the scholars from our universities, the scholars from Lincoln and from Alabama State and from Texas Southern, together to talk about those trends and to see how we can make a difference. So I applaud the Lilly Endowment Fund for recognizing the capacity of our institutions, for recognizing that we are as American as MIT, as American as Johns Hopkins, as American as Stanford. And we're producing the kind of students that go on to those institutions and get their PhDs. We are the feeder institutions. But in the future, I'm hoping, my vision is that we won't simply be the feeders, that we will also have the PhD programs to produce those neuroscientists, those chemists, those individuals who can take those moonshots each and every day. So I look forward to working with you. We are more than appreciative for this opportunity, and we know that our universities will step up to the plate with the kind of scholars and influencers that can make a difference. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I forgot one thing.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to introduce.
Right.
I was busy saying hello to him and decided, I could move on. But I would be remiss in not talking about the strategic plan that Alabama State, and I know this isn't the place to do that, but I looked at the university's plan for 2030, and it seems to me Dr. Ross, that you have exceeded the plan already. And here we are, 2025, with 5 more years to go. And I don't think you can accomplish anything else. You've done it all in terms of enrollment, in terms of research, in terms of engaging the faculty in a way that can make a difference, and saying to the faculty that we want your best students, you have an obligation to make a difference. And so he is making a difference on that campus each and every day, in spite of opposition from the highest levels of government in the great state of Alabama. And we know that very well. So it's not just Alabama, it's also the state of Pennsylvania that's not been as generous as they should be as well. So I give you the president of Alabama State University, Dr. Quentin Ross Jr. Is it the second or the third? Okay.
Well, thank you, Dr. Payne, and let me say good morning to everyone and to this great president, President Allen. Thank you for being such a gracious host for this historic moment. I extend to you greetings on behalf of the Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, student body, and alumni of the Alabama State University, located in Montgomery, Alabama. I'm so excited to be here. HBCUs are just more than educational institutions. They are elite institutions of higher education, beacons of hope and opportunity for countless students and communities. When Dr. Williams called me and told me about the grant, if I could do a flip, I would. But I was elated. And you'll hear later that there will be a competitive process for HBCUs to receive funding for specific projects. HBCUs are excited about the opportunity to tap into funding that will make a difference on their campuses and impact the greater HBCU community. Project HBCU Capacity Building was proposed with 3 goals in mind: to enhance administrative innovation at TMCF, promote campus-led innovation through grants, and facilitate cohort innovation for collaboration and collaborative learning. The project directly addresses the systematic challenges that limit the success of HBCUs by strengthening their operational and educational infrastructures. Through this initiative, it will impact our institutions in ways that we won't even be able to imagine in the future. This grant will allow us to continue our mission by providing resources that directly impact our students, impact their student success, whether it's through improved infrastructure or expanded student support. The possibilities are endless. On behalf of my colleagues across the HBCU landscape, I want to thank TMCF and the Lilly Endowment Fund for your unwavering support. But I want to thank you for believing in HBCUs and investing in our future. Now, it is my privilege to introduce one of our most precious resources, a scholar who embodies the promise of what HBCUs can achieve. Please welcome Mr. Jason Hudley II to the podium. Please.
Thank you, Dr. Ross. And good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
1 second, please. All right. My name is Jason Hunley. I'm a freshman majoring in business management at IT at the first degree granting HBCU, Lincoln University. Go Lions. As a proud student of an HBCU, I can say firsthand how life-changing these institutions are. They don't just educate us, they empower us. For me, attending an HBCU, my dad's alma mater, has opened doors I never thought were possible. The support I've received from my professors, peers, and programs like those funded by TMCF has given me the confidence and tools to succeed. From scholarship support to leadership development programs, TMCF has allowed me to continue my education without worrying about how to pay for college. At the age of 16, I started to make a name for myself in the field of IT. At the age of 18, I got the opportunity to travel to Atlanta, Georgia, to be a part of one of TMCF's signatures events, DevCon. TMCF provides students like me with connections to major companies, leadership training, professional development, and scholarship opportunities. I am honored to be a TMCF scholar and a Lincoln University student. Through these organizations, doors have opened that I never thought were possible. I'm confident there is no better place for life after high school than an HBCU. This grant will ensure that students like me have access to even greater opportunities, and for that, I am deeply grateful. I am proud to be a part of this moment. Now I'd like to welcome Ms. Aisha T. Brown, the Thurgood Marshall College Fund CFO, to the podium.
Use the T.
Thank you, Jason. I appreciate all that you've done. I know that it took a lot for you to get up here, and I just want to give a small round of applause for this young man. And good morning.
Good morning.
We are excited to get up every day to do what we do, as Dr. Williams said. And I want to thank President Allen, our board of directors that came to support us today, the Lilly Endowment partners that we have today, to talk about this amazing transformational gift that we have. What we want to discuss now is the details about managing the grant. As the chief financial officer, I have to count every dollar and every cent. So we want to make sure that we're going to be good stewards of the money. With this award, we're selecting 32 of our member institutions, those R2s and R3s that really need to be amplified to really lift off some of the projects that they have on campus that include faculty research, development efforts to improve student retention and graduation rates. Some of the things that we do to help our member institutions with capacity building is making sure that they also have a fighting chance in the global economy. So we're going to be dispersing those grants to improve that. We also believe in churning out leaders at TMCF. So to help manage this process, we're also going to be implementing key data improvements at our own organization to help manage this process. I want to thank everyone involved in this process who made this possible. We are excited to get to work today. And with that, I'll turn it over to Dr. Williams.
Thank you, Aisha. Jason Jr., stand up again. I mean, this is what it's all about right here. I don't think you guys, just think about when you were 18 or 19, and then someone said, go up and speak to a group of people like this, how terrified you would be. He came up here with a great deal of confidence. He was smooth, had a good-looking sweater on. I think I'll give Dr. Allen a lot of credit for that. And Jason Sr., the deputy. As you know, he acknowledged his father, who is also a Lincoln graduate, and is part of the legacy. And Jason, this is a full circle moment. His son is actually living in the same residence hall that he lived in.
Oh, wow.
Now, you think about that as a dad, how that would make you feel, and to be here at this time. So thank you, Jason, for your remarks, and thank you for your commitment to excellence. And we know that you're going to do great things in this world. Before we close, I do want to acknowledge another person who's here. We call him the godfather of HBCUs, Dr. Charlie Nams. Charlie, would you please stand up? I would like people to know Dr. Nams is a proud HBCU graduate, but he also is a proud HBCU leader. He led several institutions of higher learning, but one institution in particular, the North Carolina Central University. He served as chancellor there and did an incredible job there. He's also serving in a role here at TMCF, providing great guidance and counsel as it relates to how we work with our HBCUs in a broader perspective. He retired several years ago, and I said, you cannot retire. And so he is here with us today, and thank you, Dr. Nams, for coming to be a part of this program. Thank you. Again, in closing, I would like to say thank you to Lincoln University and the great president for allowing us to make this announcement here today. We are so grateful for your hospitality and your team. They have been absolutely wonderful. So let's give the Lincoln University team a round of applause for support. Thank you. This concludes this part of the announcement. And at this time, I believe there's going to be interviews with the press, and there's a designated spot for that. So this part of our announcement is officially adjourned. Thank you.